Honestly, that was probably your best song yet.
Yeah, it's a shame the internet went out before people could actually hear it, but it was
I
outstanding.
don't know.
Nick, you've been working out, so people want to know the tips. What's the deal?
I told you in the
No,
little chocolate donuts.
Steroids. It's steroids.
I ate a lot of
in the,
donuts.
In the Patreon's Facebook, I put the link to the SNL sketch John Belushi when he's the Olympic champion for everything.
The decathlon, yeah.
The decathlon, yeah. You know, I trained really hard for that day, and I also downed a lot of donuts.
He's smoking, and he's got.
Yeah.
I used to say that when I was bowling because I didn't smoke. I put like 4 cigarettes in my mouth. Hey, I'm an athlete. I'm a bowler.
Right.
We should make it an Olympic sport. Where's my beer?
Well, that's one of there's so many good jokes in the movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid. But I love that like the first time they walk into an actual the tournament champion and like Randy Quaid being the naive idiot he is in the movie. He's like, wow, it's so great to be in such a room with so many champions. And like they're all just, these fat fuckers, smoking and drinking, just like you just want to die laughing.
All right, I gotta ask Randy, how do you get Ted Kowalik confused with Bambi Lance Allworth? I mean, I'm sure these guys haven't heard of Lance Allworth, but he's Hall of Fame, first AFL player to be elected to the NFL Hall of Fame. San Diego Charger, Lance.
Fucking course he is.
I'm just saying.
There's no reason why you know it.
What? Because he's a San Diego Charger? Yeah. He played in the '60s, and he got traded. He got traded to Dallas and won a Super Bowl because he's never going to win it with the Chargers.
So speaking of the national championship weekends that we just got out of. Fun story. So I had a few friends over, and I don't know why I didn't start the game. Someone else put the game on the TV. I think I was either getting food, I think getting takeout or whatever. I'm not sure what the hell it was. But we get back and we're watching the Bengals and the
Chiefs.
The Chefs. Oh, good, great googly moogly. So we're watching the Bengals and the Chiefs, and for like 40 minutes passed by. I'm sitting there. And I'm like, why does that say in the upper right-hand corner, 2022 week 13? Somebody fucking played the week 13 matchup between the Bengals and the Chiefs. And we watched it for 40 minutes. Like just straight up watched the game from like fucking December, the first week of December.
So there was plenty of edibles going around.
No, at that point, no one had any. That's the worst part about it. Everyone was maybe not sober, but like stone cold sober. Really, people had a couple of drinks, whatever, but like no edibles were involved. But it was just ironic that like
nobody figured that out.
No, because somebody put it on. I think it might have been from the NFL Network or whatever. So it was live. It was part of like live TV. So if you we have YouTube TV. That's how we watch sports, right? So if you go to the live tab, it'll show you all the things that are currently airing. And someone probably went to NFL Network, and NFL Network was airing the Chiefs, Chiefs and Bengals game.
It was on CBS.
Right, but the NFL Network was playing the replay of it, the one that we ended up watching before we realized it. I go, wait, I thought I'm sitting there. I go, I could have sworn they're playing at the 6:00 game. Why is this happening? And then we realized, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, we were literally watching like December's matchup.
Were you guys trying to put money in Vegas? Hey, I think the Bengals are going to win this game.
Well, we see there had like a live ticker in the bottom. I think so and so's injury might not come back to game, and it was the other game that we're playing. And I'm like, oh my god, we're like, this isn't live. Like, this is a month old. Fuck. Mahomes had a remarkable healing for Chris's game. Yeah, he definitely did. It was.
When you saw Tariq Hill going around, did it not click that?
Yeah, it didn't at first. No, I think because because quite honestly, I couldn't give two fucks about these teams playing right now. Like the only thing I wanted Mahomes to not win. Like, so I didn't really care, right? So I just don't want Mahomes to win.
Why don't you want Mahomes to win?
He's a fucking douche. Like, I just can't stand him.
Him?
Probably for the same reason why people never liked Brady, and I get it. I understand. I just don't like Mahomes. I want to see him lose.
I love Mahomes.
But then I also fucking hate Philly. like fuck Philly.
I was torn because I like Joe Burrow and I like
yes.
I like Mahomes.
Oh, Chris in the chat says, speaking of YouTube TV and the NFL Network, I got an email tonight that they couldn't come to an agreement, and the NFL Network is off YouTube as of tonight. No shit. That's kind of crazy. I probably got that same email. Wow. Talk about like worst time of year to have that happen.
Brady to the Raiders, and
oh yeah, look at that.
John the Retired guy. Wow, the Chargers are back in San Diego on this channel.
Wait, this is MLB Network.
Oh, MLB Network.
Huh. Maybe I should be expecting another email. Whatever.
No, it's not a 5-minute drive from Lexington to Harlan, Kentucky. Raylan Gibbons.
Oh, who goes to? Oh, that's right, John. Okay, I was like, who goes to Harlan, Kentucky? I'm like, all right, it's John.
Harlan, Kentucky.
Harlan.
So before we started the show, Jack, you were talking about a show that you caught up on.
White Lotus. I finished season 1. I've actually watched the first episode of season 2. Minor spoilers, I guess I should say.
Well, I mean, if you haven't watched White Lotus season 1, which is about a year old now, I believe, isn't it? Like maybe at least 8 to 10 months old.
Well,
yeah.
If my internet actually behaves, I'm watching White Lotus season 1 right now.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm about, I don't know, the 6th episode, I think.
Okay.
Oh, so it's 6 episodes, so you're on the last one.
No, it's 9.
Is it? It's 8, I think. I don't know. It's
only 6.
It's not what I thought it was. Like, the show. I thought it was going to be something else, but it's just a big, long train wreck.
It is.
Yeah.
And season 2 is it takes the same recipe and redoes it. But I actually think that season 2 has a interesting way. It might be better. Like it takes. I don't want to say too much without giving things up because, season 2's got an interesting take. I think you guys will like it.
Well, I think what they do, it does a good job. There's 2 characters that come together after an attempted robbery. Their love gets rekindled. One girl's called out for being a phony. She's all about equal rights, but she's a liar. Somebody gets off his his screen time, and he sees the world as it is.
Yeah.
And you have one person who you had sympathy for in the beginning, but you dislike her, and it carries over to season 2 because she breaks her promise for someone, sets that person up, and then season 2 she's even worse, I think, from just the first episode. And then you have I can't spoil you, but I think someone gets together for something that happened and realize that person, he goes, okay, maybe I am probably shallow, and that there's stuff going on. But like I said,
there's a lot of like they do a really good job of taking like the worst of people.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at like 5 different storylines of 5 different characters from 5 relatively different, or not relatively, but different backgrounds. It's privileged people being fucking terrible is what it is. And that absolutely carries over into season 2 with a different way of telling the story. Well, not different way of telling the story. It's the same formula, but it's not the same. It's hard to explain. I think I fell in love with the charm of season 1, being like it's a whodunit, but you don't know who did it to what for why. And they kind of they continued that part of it for season 2, which I thought was really
and
good.
it wasn't one of those whodunits where it's poorly done. Where that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This one you could see, and it made sense why it happens, and everything that happens. Like I said, the only thing that upset me, and I told Chris this, I could live with seeing Steve Zahn's balls and penis, as in large balls. I could live with one.
His stuff though.
I don't think it was either. I could live with one guy eating out another guy's butt. That didn't bother me, but seeing someone poop and actually seeing the poop come out, I didn't need that. That was disgusting.
You haven't gotten there yet. So
it was. I said, I hope that's CGI, because if not, give that guy an Emmy. Because
he might get one for Last of Us. I'll tell you that much. Like his
same characters in the Last
of Us, and my goodness, like not to transition out of White Lotus, but I will say that I think this last week's episode of White Lotus is, like I mentioned into the text string with you guys, like I hold it up there in regard to, I mean, my gut reaction's been 24 hours.
You mean Last of Us?
What did I say?
You said White Lotus.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I will say that I feel like that just after 24 hours of watching it, this last episode of The Last of Us is up there with like the ranks of like The Constant for me. Like I love The Constant. I think The Constant is probably one of the best hours.
I saw a lot of. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a lot of people didn't like
television. Oh, I mean, I can probably tell you why. But
no, I don't want to know why.
Amazing.
Randy said instead of an Emmy, given an enema.
Yeah. I think that without giving it away, because I know you guys haven't seen it yet, or Jack, you haven't seen it yet, but I think that this last episode of The Last of Us will be controversial for a good portion of viewers, just because of the content that it. What's that?
I don't know why it would be controversial, other than
not controversial. I'm sorry. I think certain people who are would be sensitive to it because they don't agree with certain perspectives of people's lifestyles. I think that could cause a problem. But I love how they said "fuck you" and we're going to do it anyways. I thought it was great.
I did want to point out too one thing about White Lotus before I get off track here. So I'll get off track. One guy got totally screwed, but it technically was his choice to get screwed. But anyway, he just got kind of shafted. Go ahead.
Yeah, with The Last of Us, though, like I think if it wasn't, I'm forgetting his name, but the guy that plays Ron Swanson,
Nick Offerman.
Yeah,
Nick Offerman. Yeah, if it wasn't Nick, I mean, because it's one of those at first. Whereas if it had been like The Walking Dead, I'd have been like, oh, this is like one of those weird episodes. It's like a standalone episode that doesn't have anything to do with the main cast,
Yep.
But because it was Nick Offerman basically playing Ron Swanson, that's what kind of got me intrigued. It got me intrigued with it of like, so this is Ron Swanson if shit really goes down,
Also, he looked like his character when he was in an episode of Deadwood. He looks exactly like his character in Deadwood, except we don't get see. I'm assuming we don't see his junk.
No, we don't see
it in Deadwood.
We don't see the junk. But that's what kept me going with it. And then eventually the episode won me over within a few minutes, really. Of like, oh yeah.
Are we talking like a squeal like a pig thing from Deliverance?
And no, it's not Deliverance.
No.
But it's it's just it's a day in the life sort of these two characters. But they are related back to little things from the previous two episodes, who's on the other end of that radio, who's like, how's this happening? And you're kind of like, oh, okay, and it makes sense. And then you're actually happy you watched the episode. It is a good episode, like Chris said. It was very good, well written, well acted.
Yeah,
I had no negatives about it. Yeah,
like for a standalone ish. Let's just call it a standalone episode for now, right? Maybe it'll prove to be otherwise, but for a single episode, it takes a lot of direction and it takes a lot of writing and acting to make you really emotionally attached to a character in one episode, let alone two characters.
Especially after only 3 episodes.
Right. And for what it's worth, I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna say anything else, but I don't know if we're gonna see much more of this character arc grow beyond this episode. But I will tell you, like in one episode, you really, at least for me, you get like emotionally attached to somebody and their story, and like that's impactful. Like for that to happen in one episode, like and just be like front to back, like and like it was amazing in that sense. Like I got emotional. I got teary eyed watching it, like just thinking about like what was happening, and I thought it was actually incredible how they pulled it off. So for that alone, that's the reason why I kind of hold it in high regard for me. Like is like a some of the best one episode.
Did you cheer up, Nick? Did you get choked up?
I did not get choked up about the episode. No, I did get choked up though. I went and watched The Whale this weekend with Brendan Fraser. That got me teary, and it takes a lot for me to get teary eyed, and that one at the end got me. So, if y'all have not seen that,
I've not seen it. No,
I did not know what it was about. I knew that he played a really obese man that had some issues, but other than that, that's all I knew. I didn't know what it was about.
That's all I know.
And so when I go in and it's got kind of, Will Fry, I knew he saw it, The Whale. It's got subtle and non-subtle ways of kind of doing a Moby Dick thing. And then like we all have a whale and we all have an Ahab in us. And that's what you kind of have to remember or think about with each character that's in the movie. And it's at the end, like it fucking gets you, So it's a good one. I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, but from what the actors I've seen that are nominated, it would be hard not to give Best Actor to Brendan Fraser for this. But you never know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm told it's not a feel good movie.
It's got its moments of humor in it for sure.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's. Oh, but let's tell you one thing. When the movie first starts and you're sitting there with your large tub of popcorn, you feel guilty as shit eating that large tub of popcorn. Let me tell you that.
No, I won't.
You shouldn't feel guilty, Nick. Look at you.
Well, yeah, but you do. You're sitting there going like, as he's downing like 2 giant meatball subs, or 2 large pizzas, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see Brendan Fraser get back in get something meaningful again, because he's, he's been picked on because he lost his hair. He's not the, shredded guy he used to be.
Oh, he had the worst luck in history. Yeah. Because I remember reading that about him is that, he hurt his back doing Mummy 3, which took him out of acting for like 2 years. And then he started losing his hair and he got bad plugs. And then he had put all of his money into real estate. And then the 2008 really, bubble burst, and he lost like 90% of his money. And so he was just fucked for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have gone to Matthew McConaughey or the guy from what's the guy? The Entourage, who's the manager guy.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because he was Ari, because he was bald as fuck, and he now has hair. You know who got hair? Urlacher. Remember the linebacker for the Bears?
Oh, we stopped taking steroids. Things happen.
Well, no, he was bald, and he went to some hair transplant place. He goes, I wanted hair.
Oh.
So you go, oh, okay, that doesn't really look like him, but it's okay. It's him.
Good for him.
Yeah, so it is what it is. He was fun on Doom Patrol.
I never did see Doom Patrol.
Confuse it with Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
What was Doom Patrol about?
Is it like a DC property?
No.
I think.
And Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Yes, they both have had.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. You can tell.
Yeah. Jack too.
But Oh, so
Yeah.
I did, Nick, I did take your advice. I started watching. I saw the first episode of the Kaminsky Method.
Mm-hmm.
And interesting show.
It's an interesting show. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of whack you over the head with a fairly dramatic, sad situation right in the first episode. And you're like, oh,
right at the first episode.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
That's Amazon Prime, right? Amazon Prime.
It's on Netflix.
No, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I kind of have and correct me if I'm wrong. I kind of get a little bit of a Curb Your Enthusiasm feel from it.
Yeah, I would say that it's not quite Curb, but yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but the same kind of humor at least. Like the back and forth between what's his name?
Yeah, Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin.
Yeah, that relationship between the two of them is fucking hilarious. Really, like
that's really what makes the show. And it's a pity Alan Arkin basically retired from acting after season 2. But he's
up there in age.
But they get he's almost 90. But they get Kathleen Turner, who's in a couple episodes in season 1 or 2, who plays Michael Douglas's ex-wife. She basically fills in for Alan Arkin.
Jewel the Nile?
Yes, in Jewel the Nile. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, you'll see that like throughout the series, there's a shit ton of Michael Douglas's friends that make cameos. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like you'll see Danny DeVito here in like episode 3, I think. Danny
DeVito is super short.
He's super short. Yeah.
But you know what also you know what also is super short? This commercial break.
What the fuck? I wasn't even done. Okay.
So like going to see this season.
But basically, Kathleen Turner takes over for Alan Arkin in season 3 and really the void very well. It's different kind of humor, but it's very good. So
are her and Douglas hanging from a chandelier?
No, it's not. It's not War of the
Roses.
No, but I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it's very. I always feel that like when Kathleen Turner acts now, she's not even really acting. That's just her. You know, like being the smart ass that she is. You know, because like there's one line in season 3 where they're sitting at the table and he's like, "How come you never remarried after we divorced?" And she goes, "Because, my darling, I'm still in love with you." And he just looks at her like, "Are you fucking serious?" And she's like, "No, I'm just fucking with you." All
right, I gotta watch it.
I got
so many shows to watch.
You can, like I said,
there's a lot.
Yeah, there's only like 8 episodes or 9 episodes per season for the Kaminsky Method, but they're only 30 minutes each, so you could really knock the whole series out in a day if you sat down and just wanted to do it. But it is a good show.
Yeah.
I liken it to Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk meets Columbo meets Psych. What show are we talking about now? We're talking about Poker Face? Are we talking about?
Yeah, I haven't seen Poker Face. The chat was talking about Poker Face.
I hear it's good,
but I have not watched it. That's with what's her name? I forgot the actress's name, but she was in American Pie,
and she was in that Russian doll, right? I still haven't seen season 2 of that.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris Thorne says yes. He's talking about.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk meets Columbo meets Psych. That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. And Miami Mike comes in. Natasha Leone, that's right. Miami Mike comes in saying he thinks The Last of Us was really good this week. Yes, agreed.
And Orange is the New Black. Yes.
Yeah, and then that's right. So there's been kind of like a internet meme or going around on like Reddit and everything. People are making fun of the fact that scene in this week's Last of Us was
Poker Face, the Nancy Reagan story. That was John the retired guy. Is that the title?
Fucking awesome. That's awesome. Well done. There was one scene in The Last of Us this week about how they're walking into this wilderness area. The mountains in the background. It says 10 miles west of Boston. And I can assure you that there is no place 10 miles west of Boston that looks remotely like what you saw in the episode.
Maybe it wasn't Boston, Massachusetts.
No, it was.
Okay. So I'm just saying.
It's Hollywood.
Great story nonetheless.
And another show I wanted to It's only had 2 episodes released so far, which is the Apple TV show Shrinking with I never remember his name, but you'd know him. He was in
What's the name of the show?
Shrinking.
I think he's in the pool.
No,
I was in the pool.
Yeah,
I was in the pool.
What's the
Jason Segel?
Yeah, Jason Segel. That's it. Jason Segel and Harrison
Ford.
Yeah, and it's
okay.
It hasn't hooked me yet. I've watched the first 2 episodes. It's got promise. Like it could be really good. It could go off the rails. I don't know yet. But basically, Harrison Ford owns a clinic, just full of shrinks, and Jason Segel is just having like the worst year of his life, and he basically decides he wants to just say to his patients, give them the answers. Like, I'm tired of fucking listening to your shit. You know what to do. Fucking do it. And so like, it's got potential to be good. But we'll see. Yeah, like Mike says, the first episode of Shrinking was a little depressing. I agree. It's a little bit of a downer. But then the second episode gets a little better because you see him with his main patient.
Is it a comedy?
It is a comedy, but it's like I said, like the first one sets the ground for like how kind of weird his life is. But then so like at the end of the first episode, he gets this young black man who was arrested in court ordered to go to therapy because he beat the hell out of a guy at a bar. And you see him, instead of like making him sit on the couch, and he goes, "No, we're going to go boxing." So he takes him like to a rink, and he's like, "We're going to punch it out." And then you see like them kind of helping each other in a way. So it's like it's got potential to be good, but we'll just see.
Does Harrison Ford need money all of a sudden because he's in 1923? He's in.
I think he's just finally saying "fuck it," and I'm going to do everything. Right now. For a while he was such a.
I'm not complaining. He's he's a talented actor. You enjoy seeing him on the screen, but it's all of a sudden, especially TV, you're like going. But I guess there's not a lot of options for movies now because, I don't think Harrison Ford has actually acted though since Regarding Henry. I mean, he hasn't. He's basically done the same character for the last 30 years. What about Witness?
Indiana Jones is Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom.
What about Witness?
Witness was in the 80s, so that's what I'm saying. Okay. Like Regarding Henry's like 92, 93. Yeah, I'm saying like, but he hasn't acted basically since like 92, 93.
I forgot about Regarding Henry. That was a good movie.
Regarding Henry was a damn good job of acting by Harrison Ford, and people forget about it, but it's a good movie.
I forgot about that movie until just now.
Yeah. That's where he has a head injury.
He gets shot in the head. He gets shot in the head in the very, very beginning of the movie, and he loses his entire identity. He doesn't know who he is, and then he's basically a different person. But you see him like he goes through physical therapy. What it's like to learn how to walk again, learn how to talk.
Oh, he had a mistress, doesn't remember her.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cute movie. It's a good heartfelt movie. I enjoy it because he was a prick. He was a prick before he gets shot, and then like he just becomes like this.
I forgot. That's a really good movie. I forgot all about that. Reminds me of a True Life. Back when I was in San Diego and working at the rink in La Jolla with coaching hockey, there was a hockey family there, and the dad had a stroke, a bad stroke, or something really, and it messed him up really bad. I mean, he had the wife remarried, and they take care of the husband with the kids. And I go, God, that would make a great movie. Because how many people would do that? I mean, he could barely, he just was amazing. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
Just reminded me of that. Going, it just was incredible that they would do that. I know a lot of people wouldn't. Anyway.
Yeah, you're right though. Like Witness was good. Mosquito Coast. He actually tried for a while in the 80s to be an actor. And then,
7 days, 6 nights, or 7 days.
That's one of the best jokes in that little movie about Star Wars, Fanboys, where like they're driving like down the interstate trying to get to Lucasfilm, they're trying to get a sneak peek of Episode 1, and and they're talking about Harrison Ford. He's like, Harrison Ford is the greatest actor of all time. He's literally never made a bad movie, And then they pass by the billboard for 6 days. That movie. You're like,
so two fun facts. I finished watching the original trilogy with my daughter, and the verdict is out for her. Jedi is her favorite Star Wars movie thus far.
And that'll change.
It'll change. Fun fact.
What's your favorite episode?
Favorite episodes 6, Return of the Jedi. So fun fact, without looking it up, I just found this up by accident. Do you know who wrote Regarding Henry?
Henry Winkler.
Oh no, I do know this. I've forgotten. It's an actor. Is it not an actor? It's
John
somebody.
Hughes.
It's somebody you wouldn't think. It's not John Hughes. Is it John Hughes?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
I just threw it out there. Steven Spielberg.
No.
J.J. Abrams.
That's right. It's his first. That's his first credit. That's right, or his first
Abrams
major credit. That's right.
It was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
One hit wonder.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that. No.
Yep.
Wow. Nice job.
So was that his first writing? It was. It was his first writing credit in 1991. He then did Forever Young. Oh no, he's an executive producer. Hold on a second.
That movie could have been a lot better. I like Forever Young, but it could have been a lot better. I felt.
I guessed wrong about that movie though.
Taking Care of Business.
I like
Jim
that one too. Jim
Belushi
Belushi.
was J.J. Abrams' first writing credit. But he wrote it as Jeffrey Abrams, not JJ.
Oh.
Taking Care of Business is if you want just a good popcorn movie that you can forget about, that's a good one.
Yeah. He wrote Forever
Young.
The
song, Taking Care of Business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically what it is that the Cubs are in the series.
He did the screenplay for fucking Armageddon?
I didn't know that. Okay.
I think I knew that.
That's where he really started to go downhill.
No shit.
What was that slow motion walk where they're all the typical slow motion? They
don't have to pay taxes.
Ever again.
That's actually kind of crazy. Anywho. Then he did fucking Rise of Skywalker. Womp.
Yeah, I wondered about where Jack got that picture of me because I'm actually smiling, and
it was on Facebook. I said, "Wow, there's one of Nick smiling."
That's an old photo because I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Nick is smiling in that photo.
I look young.
Oh, you work out, it gets your whole body going. It's like rejuvenating.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I remember when I used to have that. Abs like that. Never.
Never.
I like the old one pack.
I have one significant ab right now.
Yeah. Just the one.
Mine's kind of bent. My abs are kind of bent.
Your abs. Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of
curves to the right a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have not watched You People yet. I've heard good things, Kim.
I don't like to say "you people" because I just don't agree.
That's the joke. It's supposed to be like someone said, like a more modern "Guess Who's Coming to Get Dinner" kind of.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah.
But my buddy Dave watched that. He said it was fucking terrible. He said
really?
that the chemistry was non-existent between the two leads, and it was just hard to believe while watching.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah. That was the quick review I got from it.
I just can't keep up with everything. There's just too much.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's just too. I mean, I go back to the days when I was growing up. You had 3 fucking channels.
Oh.
I'm just saying it was easier times.
When I was a kid, a hot dog only cost a nickel.
Yeah, and Cliff
still only bought one.
Yeah, right.
That cheap fuck.
No, it just was a lot easier. Like I told my dad, I said, you didn't have to pay for, I used to tell my dad, I go, you didn't have to pay for TV back then,
Right.
You got little rabbit ears you paid, $3 for, and you just had to get them lined up right.
You have to have one kid who's designated as the rabbit ear manipulator.
Yeah, exactly.
And the turner. Yeah.
That's why I never sat close to the TV. I'd always.
Or when the clicker actually clicked.
Yeah. I still call it the clicker, but
yeah.
You don't call it the remote?
I call it the clicker. Yeah.
My son calls it the
how old are you?
I'm pretty fucking old.
What's your son call it?
The Marote.
Marote. Give me the Marote.
He's smart.
Oh my
The kid
God.
hits everything with his head. Like I can't stop him. Like he hit me in the face with his head and right in the tooth. And I think
that's what my grandson does.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
He'll swings his head back. I go, oh damn it!
Stop fucking hitting me with your head, kid.
And he goes, bam! And he goes, you hit me, Papa. I go, I hit you.
You just threw your fucking cranium into my nose.
I go, stop doing that.
Yeah.
He's got teeth marks in the back of his head. I'm going to be sued for child abuse. Kids, man.
So people are talking about You People in the chat. Looks like it's most critics and viewers hated You People, and it got a 43 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's not good.
That basically ensures that I'll never watch it now. But.
So I actually saw, I don't know if it's true or not, but what's his name? Jonah Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he's going to be playing Jerry Garcia in a Grateful Dead biopic.
Oh, is You People with Eddie Murphy?
It is.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, and that's bad? I really wanted to watch that. Shit.
So this Grateful Dead biopic is being co-produced by like Bob Weir and Kreutzmann and Mickey Hart. So
I don't know if he could pull that off though, man.
I don't know.
I mean, I wish Jonah Hill all the best of luck because I would love to see some of them about Jerry Garcia. He's one of the most
unique.
Yes, that's a perfect word. Yeah. You musicians of his era and today, I mean, even though he's passed on, because like he was in love with sounds, like he didn't want to like just like make a record and make the same record over and over again. Like he was like, oh, I'm into bluegrass now, I'll make this record. Like, oh, I like that instrument, that guy doing this.
He's very Brian Wilson-ish in the sense of like that genre of music. I feel
you listen to what limited slide guitar that man did, and he's fucking brilliant. And it's just like, but then after he got tired of it, he's like, I'll never play it again. But he's probably one of the best slide guitarists ever.
He's also a really good lyricist, dude. Like you think about
that's Robert Hunter most of the
right. Fair enough. But like China Cat Sunflower, right, which is a song that I never gave two shits about until I paid attention to it. And when you actually look and you listen to that song, you listen to how the lyrics are broken up. Like it's not in normal English. Like every line stops on a different syllable and like a different sound, and the way it comes together, it's just like listen to next time you listen to that song. If anyone does listen to Grateful Dead, listen to China Cat Sunflower, and listen to where the breaks in each line are, and how the sentence structure is built, and how perfectly it sounds. But when you actually look at it and like write it out, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But it's amazing how it sounds.
Okay. Well, I guess my concern with Jonah Hill playing Jerry is that his vocals are completely different.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's what would worry me is like because Jerry had such a timbre lower voice.
He's an actor. You can.
But Jonah Hill's got that nasal. It's just like I can't see him doing the voice right. I mean, he might nail the look. He might nail the beard and everything. Sure. It's just like if you can't convince me you sound like Jerry, I'm never going to believe you.
But who's going to play Bobby Weir?
Who's going to play Pigpen? I don't know. Yeah, I'll watch it for sure.
I'm bummed that You People sucks. God.
Yeah, Eddie.
Well, watch it. You get your own opinion on it. See what you think. You can always reserve the right to turn it off.
But now that I already know people think it sucks, I'll be thinking the whole time, God, this sucks.
You're gonna be waiting to find a way to justify against what other people have already said. Oh, but here's the other thing, dude, is that biopic about Grateful Dead is a Scorsese flick.
Yeah, that's true.
Princess Bride got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, but only 7% from Jack Tomatoes.
Classic.
Nick, did you hear what I said there?
No, I did not. Sorry.
Yeah, that Grateful Dead flick is Scorsese.
Oh, it's oh,
Really?
okay. So he'll put some love into it then.
So, what role is Leo gonna play? Imagine Leo's gonna be Bob Weir. I can see it.
Yeah. I know he's made documentaries, but yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't done more, 'cause there's a lot of really good musicians that need to have their story told.
But
the thing is, it's hard.
The problem, it is hard, and if it's not like you were saying, if the voice isn't right, I mean, I still look at Will Smith and Muhammad Ali. I mean, here's Muhammad Ali, one of the most entertaining, most exceptional person in the one of the biggest larger than life people in the history of the world, and that movie was boring. I mean, I know it was probably they made it factual, but I go, it is boring. I was bored out of my mind watching that movie.
It had its moments, but yeah, I think they like a lot of that's the difficulty I think with especially with musicians or athletes is what do you want to tell, like one small part of their life, or do you want to tell the whole thing? And it's because like with the Grateful Dead around since 1965 till 95. It's like, do you tell all 30 years, or do you just like say no, we're only going to do 65 through 70 or 75, or like what do you do? Like it's the same as with Muhammad Ali. It's like you have notice how they didn't start with Cassius Clay. They
Right.
They basically just started right when he became Muhammad Ali. Yeah. And then they basically just go to roughly, I think, right there when Rumble in the Jungle. So they went from 66 to 76. Yeah. And so it's a 10-year period for that movie. So that's because they're not going to show, him.
The controversial stuff.
Yeah, the controversial. Well, they're not going to show him getting beat, when he's so old, because he kept going. And
you don't want to see that, but it's just because it was like everyone knew he should have stopped, but but he couldn't. But no, I just there's always like in the Jackie Robinson movie 42. I go, this movie's boring. I go, I don't know how you make a bad movie about someone.
I mean, we're in that period, not with Ali, but like, 42 came out, like a decade ago?
I watched it. I actually watched it on a plane. So,
I mean, we're in that period now to where they don't want to show anything controversial anymore. I mean, about the main character anyway. Like they don't want to show things that's
their faults.
Yeah, their faults. They want to show them as like all the good things. Like no, like it's just the same as like any argument with movies these days is that they want to make people perfect. In some of the movies, it's like, no, it's like, human beings are not perfect, and you also have to show them growth, and people don't do that anymore. And it's like, while a lot of people say lazy writing, it's just because like, no, you need to show people growing.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, that's why it makes the movie interesting. I mean, it's just,
which is why you're never going to see a movie about Prince.
Although that could be good.
It'll be amazing, but I guarantee you his estate won't let it happen. They're pretty tight about his stuff.
Well, the Elvis movie was outstanding.
See, I didn't like it. I told you that though.
Yeah, I know, but I loved it. I thought it was great. It was believable. I mean, it was.
Tom Hanks nominated for 2 Razzies.
Really?
Yeah. For Elvis and for another one.
You know why? Because they don't like it. You don't like Tom Hanks in this movie.
Yeah.
No, it's anyway.
Well, because it's mainly about Tom Hanks and not Elvis.
It's about exactly.
But again, I didn't need another movie about Elvis to tell me about Elvis. I didn't know a lot about Colonel Parker, so I loved it. John,
that could have been a great movie. It was just focused on the theater night. You could have been a whodunit.
Retired guy says Nick wanted Lincoln just to focus on theater night.
Right.
Brutal. Fucking brutal.
Have you seen those shirts of Lincoln?
Yeah.
Ford Theaters review. One star.
Security sucks. I do like stuff that are It's like look at the movie JFK that Oliver Stone did. I love that movie.
Great.
Even
That
though
was
you
that,
can't.
that was that. I remember seeing that in the theater. It was like just amazing. It's when
It was so controversial.
With the end where Kevin Costner looks at the camera when he's giving his final thing, and he sits and goes, he's staring at us. Yeah, I mean there's good movies but there's I don't know. I just hate when they make a movie and it's like, all right, couldn't wait to see this movie and it just sucks.
Right.
It was about someone famous.
Yeah, Chris in the chat mentioned there is a Michael Jackson biopic coming out soon or being made, and he's gonna be played by his nephew, which is.
See, even that, I think that'll. I mean, it'll be successful for people who are diehard fans, but I think a lot of people, like me and Jack, I know, I don't care. Yeah.
Like the problem there is that like he was, separating, his. Obviously the bad parts but his absolute raw musical talent is unbelievable.
Oh, he's a genius, or was a genius. I mean,
it was a genius. Yeah, it sucks because it's overshadowed by some terrible shit.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't the case, but abusers are a product of abuse, and it's unfortunate that happened.
The circle of life.
Yeah. But we got Ant-Man coming up. You guys giving a shit about that or no?
No.
Yeah.
You said yes.
I was gonna say. Yeah. No, I won't say.
I think Phase 4 was a shit show. It was so bad. Marvel completely derailed for the last 2 years, and I think this movie potentially could have a reset. Because everything so far, as soon as the last Spider-Man was December of 21, I think, or 22, I can't remember. 21. Like everything after that has sucked. I mean, for the most part. And the Quantumania.
What more can they do?
Well, one, you need to set up what the next goal is. You can't have Phase 1 type standalone movies anymore. It has to be a part of an an arch. And they haven't even established really who the next villain will be. Like, you had some hints with all the multiverse stuff.
Loki.
Not even Loki, but like I forget what his name is. But he's at the end of Loki, the show. The end of Loki.
So that's what this movie's about.
Okay, yeah. See, so that could be it. But that's saying this could be the thing where it finally gels to where like, okay, here we go.
And from what I've read, I believe this is going to be this will be the jumping off point for like the next phase and kind of set everything up. But if you don't want to be remotely spoiled, don't even look at the cast.
Oh yeah, I remember you actually. I think this was last week when you did.
No, maybe it was last week. Don't look at the cast listing.
Yeah. I assume that Robert Downey Jr. is probably going to be in it, but maybe not. That would be my guess because like there's a scene in one of the movies that might be Endgame where you see his daughter and the AI faces towards her, and so that's what all people think is that he downloaded his consciousness into Iron Man. So even though he's dead, he still lives on. So it could be interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Miami Mike said something interesting in the thing. He goes, "You love Tom Hanks, Jack. You love Tom Hanks. Be interesting to hear your Mount Rushmore of Tom Hanks movies you hate."
Oh, interesting. Like your top 4.
Yeah, top 4 movies. Worst Tom. The one right off the top of my head is Joe versus the Volcano.
I love Joe versus the Volcano.
I love that movie.
I hated that one.
Bonfire of the Vanities.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. That's 2.
Most of the ones I don't like are more recent ones.
He hasn't been in a lot of shit movies, but
yeah, like the one where he's on the boat, the captain thing. I didn't like that one.
Oh, you know what? I didn't mind it.
I didn't. I liked it. Who's the captain now?
Yeah, who's the captain now?
I am a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. People shit on the terminal. People shit on the terminal, but I kind of like the terminal.
I like the terminal. I did.
Yeah. I think
Did you see Greyhound?
I didn't like Greyhound, and it takes a lot for me not to like a World War II movie.
I did see
Circle?
I did see Greyhound. Circle.
The Circle was that movie there, like the Silicon Valley movie with
I don't think I
saw it.
Emma Watson.
I never watched the one with him and Halle Berry because that one Atlas Shrugged, I think, because it gets such bad reviews.
Looking at his list of movies here.
I'm looking at the list too. Yeah, Man Called Otto. I didn't see.
That's out right now. Yeah.
Oh, he's in Big City Greens. That's funny. Sorry, that's a
cartoon.
cartoon my daughter watches.
I think he after he won his Oscars back to back, I think he really stopped taking risks. I think a lot of actors do. It kind of scares them because they are now a name, and I think he played it safe after the mid '90s. He just kind of, I don't not like Tom Hanks, but I just don't think he. It's kind of like Spielberg. Like Spielberg to me stopped taking risks after Schindler's List. Like he just kind of wasn't really impressive to me after that. But I
want to see his new movie, Spielberg, the one he's winning awards for.
Well, the one it's his childhood, right?
It's loosely based off of his childhood. Yeah. Fuck, what's it called? It's out right now in theaters. The Fablemans was what it's called.
Yeah.
But that won a boatload of awards. So I need to figure out where I can find that. Hey, and he produced Ready Player One.
Yeah. Wait, Spielberg? Yeah, but I mean, I like the movie. I know it's completely different than the book, but I did like the movie. It had a heart to it. It just wasn't what diehard book fans wanted.
Sorry, Matt Treese jumping in. It was Cloud Atlas, not Atlas Shrugged.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That didn't sound right to me when you said it either.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I knew it had Atlas in there.
Dude,
yeah.
Cloud Atlas was a fucking shit movie.
Yeah, okay.
Like that has to be on the Mount Rushmore of terrible Tom Hanks.
I think I saw that.
It's a shit movie.
I don't remember what it's about though.
It's a sci-fi.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like his movies with the
Lady
Da Vinci Code.
Oh, Da Vinci Code. Yeah, those are bad.
I
blame Ron Howard.
Yeah, I watched some of it. I just
dude, the Da Vinci Code movie was fucking great. I will stand behind him with that one.
I don't even think I finished
Demons,
it.
Maybe not so much.
No, all three were turds.
I enjoyed them. Oh, did you like the Da Vinci Code book? Did you read the book?
No, I think that's why it's because people I know who read the book said it's like Indiana Jones from what I've heard. It's like the books are so good, and then the movie was just like a dull trudge.
See, maybe I'm a little bit biased just because I read the book and
you were probably stoned when you saw it too, right?
No, that wasn't during my weed time. When was that? 2006? No, I wasn't smoking weed then.
Okay, all right.
Much.
Fair enough.
But like I said, I blame a lot of the Da Vinci Code failures on Ron Howard. I think he's an overrated director. I think he's just not original. I don't think.
Agreed.
I love Apollo 13 and some of the stuff he's
Apollo
done.
13 is outstanding.
Yeah, but I just don't think he's that good of a director. I think if you want something to just be a okay movie, like if you want a C+ movie that's like, hey, it's not bad, but it's not great, give it to Ron Howard.
Didn't he? What's that mermaid one?
Splash.
He directed Splash, didn't he?
Like 4 years ago.
So and Night Shift,
which was Tom Hanks.
Night Shift with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton.
Yeah, how many people are still talking about Night Shift?
Me, I just brought it up. Have you guys seen it?
No.
No.
Yeah, like 100 years ago.
You've never seen Night Shift? It still holds up today. I
think the only Ron Howard movie that
I'm not going to sit here and bash Opie.
13. I'm not bashing him as a human being or Opie, even though he can't throw a rock.
He can't throw
a rock. I don't think I've seen this movie. Reading the synopsis makes me want to watch it, but I don't think I've actually seen this movie. A mild-mannered morgue attendant is assigned to the night shift, and his new coworker, along with his prostitute neighbor, convince him of running a prostitution ring out of the morgue.
Because what made the movie great at the time is you had Henry Winkler, who was the Fonz,
right?
and he's the complete opposite in this movie. I mean, it's like that's what you
being
realize,
directed by Richie Cunningham too.
yeah, that's where you go, and you have Michael Keaton, who's basically his first major role before he did, Mr. Mom and stuff like that.
Fun fact:
it's outstanding.
Henry Winkler and Tom Hanks do not like each other.
No, they don't like each other because Henry Winkler was the director. No, he was the director on Hooch. Mm-hmm. Hooch. What's a dog?
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. I didn't really like that movie either. And Tom Hanks goes, I don't want him directing.
Yeah, he got him fired off the movie.
Yeah.
To me, there's two dog movies in that period. You have K-9 with James Belushi, and then you have Turner and Hooch. They're both good movies, but I always prefer K-9 over Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, Ron Howard just lost Shirley Feeney. Cindy
That's
Williams.
right. Yeah, I saw that.
I know. Some
long. No shit.
Yeah.
No, they're both gone now.
Yeah.
Who's gone?
Penny Marshall and
yeah.
Cindy Williams died yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And we lost the girl from the Addams Family, Lisa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the original Adam Wednesday.
Yeah.
Penny.
So Marshall. I'm getting to the age now.
Wait, when did Penny Marshall die?
She died a few years ago.
I thought you meant like she just died like yesterday. I was like, wow, that's.
Oh no! Cindy Williams died.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting to the age now where a lot of the actors I grew up on, they're dying. So
I've got another friend that's in his mid-60s, and he was talking.
So it's like that one hurts. Because I had a little crush on Sidney Williams back in the day.
See, I'm of the age. I'm looking at these actors who are starting to look really old. I was watching the trailer for fucking James Caan's kid in a movie.
Oh God, he looks so
holy
old.
shit.
Yeah.
He looks old. It's been then again, Friday Night Live, Varsity Blues. It's been what 30 years ago.
He was on the remake of Hawaii Five-0.
Hawaii Five-0, right?
And now he's doing a show where he's basically doing I think the same character.
Yeah. Well, he's not a good actor. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
But
Scott Caan,
he looks so old. Scott Caan looks so old. Even though he's probably only 47, something like that. But it's like, damn, dude, you look rough.
Yeah.
Well, he's losing his hair.
Yeah. Right. There's I forget what's this in Elf. There's a scene where his dad, had to get pissed at Will Ferrell, and I can't remember what scene it is, but he couldn't nail the scene. He couldn't do it right. And Jon Favreau, I read this somewhere. Like Jon Favreau, actually, before the take that's in the movie, he walked up to him and he goes, "You're fucking Sonny Corleone, and that's what fired him up to be like, fuck you, got the attention.
You wouldn't think he'd have any problem at all.
All right, yeah.
So Mike says Scott Caan is 46. Shit,
that's off by 1 year.
So he's becoming the new. What's his name? We used to bash him for a long time. Jump Street, 21 Jump Street. We have his picture.
Grieco.
Richard Grieco, yeah.
Richard Grieco, yeah.
Yeah, Richard Grieco though has a lot of help with that.
Unfortunately, yes.
But then, I look at even Johnny Depp now, though, because in my mind, Johnny Depp is still like late 90s, early 2000s. But you look at him now, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, you looking old now for someone who was such a pretty boy for so long." You're like, "Damn, Johnny's looking old, man."
Yeah, I was watching a video that someone posted on TikTok of him, at one of his concerts, and he's talking to a fan before, backstage. I was like, Jesus Christ, he looks old as shit.
Johnny Depp.
Sherry, Harrison Ford is 80 years old. I wish I could have Harrison Ford's body when I'm 80 years old.
Well, you're going to give up this?
Yeah, that guy behind me, behind Jack there. Yeah.
Richard Grieco is a very, very rough 57. That's actually really funny, Mike.
It does make me wonder if he ever actually listened to an episode back then.
Oh God, I hope not. Well, maybe he may
I hope
have got
so.
an inflated ego because we sure as fuck talked him up, and then we're like, oh Jesus, like he was the shit back in the late '80s, early
who wouldn't want to look?
'90s.
Who wouldn't want to look like Richard Grieco back in the day?
Everybody wanted
Yeah.
to. Wait,
Yeah.
what? This is going back. We definitely had this conversations. This is deja vu. But what was that movie he was in where he was like he was mistaken for a spy?
If looks could kill, or if something like that.
Yeah. He was like a special, spy.
Yeah, it's if looks could kill. I'm pretty
He's
sure.
like on a class field trip, like his high school class field trip to Italy or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I loved that movie as a kid.
It's a great movie.
I will still watch it if it comes on.
Sure. Well, I have not watched that movie in probably 30 years, but I would watch it tonight if it was on TV.
It's a James Bond film. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
He could have been the next Bond, but you know.
I mean, there was an article I didn't read it. I looked over the first paragraph where it was talking about that, how Pierce Brosnan, it was such a risk because everything through Timothy Dalton was very communist era James Bond, and where could Bond go after the fall of the Soviet Union? And to have GoldenEye be such a massive hit,
which, by the way, just got re-released on Xbox, PC, and Nintendo Switch.
Oh shit! Okay, I don't have any of those.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like this week, it came out this week, and people are all freaking out about it. I was like, I might have to download that.
Yeah, but I mean, and it sucks because like Pierce Brosnan, I really like him. He's probably my second favorite Bond. I like his first three. I mean, GoldenEye is by far the best.
GoldenEye is fucking awesome.
But the end on Die Another Day, which is such a turd of a film.
How many times has Jack looked down at Nixon?
197. Oh, yeah.
Who's counting? Yeah. Jeez, back off, man.
That's funny.
Pierce Brosnan did a TV show on AMC. It was 2 seasons. The Sun, where it's back in he's a settler. He gets kidnapped by his family, gets killed by Indians, and he's dragged into, and he actually lives with the Indians. And after that, it's like going back and forth with him. If you haven't seen it, I've watched it twice. It's really, really good. And just his what he learns from the Indians carries over into his other life. But it's excellent. But first, watch Night Shift because it's very good.
Sorry, I'm just reading the comments for everybody. I will write down Night Shift, and if it's free on the streaming, I will watch it. I'm not renting it.
You're not ready. You're not going to spend $2.99 on this movie.
No,
he's not on Cameo. Imagine if he was on fucking Cameo. I would take all of my Patreon money. It would probably take us like 6 months of Patreon money to pay for it. But I would definitely get Richard Grieco to do a cameo for us. Imagine if we got him to do the intro.
What if we were like, dude, we'll give you $100 and
a fucking rock,
some coupons to McDonald's.
I'm still thinking about working on getting Jane Seymour on here for you, Chris.
Oh fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, she is still a smoke show.
I love her.
Yeah, and you will see her, Chris, in the Kaminsky Method.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, she's. The only thing I don't like is she's great in season 2. I think that's when she makes her appearance. And season 3, she's only in 1 episode. And how do they finish her character? Because basically she's Alan Arkin's love interest in season 2. And what they do to her character, it's funny, but it didn't make sense, in a way. But it's still good. Like the whole show is good. And like I said, I cannot stand that guy, the writer of the show, Chuck Lorre. I hated Big Bang. I hated 2.5 Men. And
that's funny because they mentioned Big Bang Theory in the first episode too. That's interesting. And he totally shits on like sitcoms after he didn't get the job.
Right. And
It's
then
funny.
and then later in his acting class, you'll see like someone actually do a scene from 2.5 Men, and it's like,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
but for him to be able to write this series after writing something like 2.5 Men and Big Bang, I'm like, what the hell? Why aren't you writing shit like this, dude?
Well,
This
yeah,
is
why
so
don't you do
good.
this full time? Right.
Yeah,
Because he made a ton of money, and he's
I know
still
he
making
did,
money.
but, like-
Those shows are still being played over and over again.
And they will be forever.
He's it's almost like Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, he's just makes what $100 million a year off a show he's no longer working on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good work if you can get it.
True.
You know, I did a rewatch again of Seinfeld. I think that the ninth season, the final season, might be the best one.
I mean, it did continually get better and better.
It-
I've
it
not
was-
watched them in order ever, but
Because I think that they just said, fuck it. We're just going. We don't care who we piss off.
right.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out and just with a bank, like, you know, the Puerto Rican Day where they won't even show it on regular TV anymore.
Wear the ribbon. Wear the ribbon. I don't want to wear the ribbon.
Wear the ribbon. But yeah, as it went on, that you could tell they just said, fuck it, we don't care.
You know, Seinfeld is one of those shows that regrettably I kind of like watched from the sidelines. I was never like a sit down and appointment television for me. I probably have seen almost every episode, bits and pieces, just from like having it be on left and right. But like, I never got into it. I never really sat down and watched Seinfeld.
Must see TV.
I never understood why people got upset about the ending for Seinfeld, because like how do you end a show about nothing? You know, like it's and like I understood the hate for Sopranos, but even though I didn't mind it, I understood why people got frustrated with it. But with Seinfeld, I was like, how else would you end it? You know, it's not like you're going to drive them all off a cliff. It's like
It's not like Dexter bad.
right.
It's hard to end a show.
Yeah.
You know, I just think people are just so geared up for it to be.
We have a problem
best
every week
episode
doing
ever.
it.
I know.
That's so true.
Anyway,
Hint from
I
Chris.
want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. Nick, keep working out. You're doing great.
I'm trying.
Getting emails?
I doubt it. I'll check.
I was just close to ending it, Chris.
Sorry, I don't want to lose faith in our emails, listeners.
Nope.
Sending
No
emails.
emails.
Well,
No
I
emails.
fucking lose faith in you, then, you pricks.
Hell, we haven't had a review in what 2-3 years. So.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks. Thanks
We
for.
we have our solid 108 listeners, and
Not even a fucking Randy joke.
Thanks for the effort, Gary, guys. We appreciate it. You know, we come here and I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I have grandkids 24/7 right now. You know, but I still showed up. I still say, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Chris can't go to sleep without hearing a joke from Randy.
Oh, I got one. I got one for you. In place of Randy.
Okay.
go ahead, Chris.
What do you call a pirate that pisses on people?
I don't know.
R. Kelly.
Did I send y'all that video the other day of when that kid, like his dad's so proud of him? He's like, when your kid tells a better dad joke than you.
Yeah, you sent it to
Okay.
it's an Instagram. I saw it on Instagram. Yeah,
It's a good one.
I'll probably send it next. I'll probably send it to all of you next week.
Okay. So for everyone who wants to hear it, it's a kid going,
Thanks, John.
Today was sad, but yesterday was Saturday. And then the dad just looks at him like he's so proud.
Yeah, unfortunately, in our chat, I sent a joke. Bill Burr doing Yoko Ono, and I never saw your post. I never saw it.
Yeah.
And then I put, and also I'm taking crap that you're reposting.
For the last few weeks, I haven't even had to set my alarm because Chris on the fucking dot will send me messages at 7 a.m.
I will? About what?
You're sending them like today. Like you sent one at 9 your time, but at 7 my time.
Oh,
I'm like,
fuck. I always forget about that part.
yeah. And I'm like,
I try to remember that. I say, fuck it, who cares? It's just Nick.
Sorry, Nick.
I try.
It's fine. It's fine because like most of them, I'm like, I need to be up. Fuck, I need to be up anyway.
Well, my mom does that. She still hasn't got the time difference. And I tell her, I go, now that I got the grandkids, I don't stay up till 1, 2, 3 o'clock anymore. She'll text me, how's your weather? Like at 1 o'clock in the morning, I go,
dark. Speaking of fucking weather, dude, like we have not gotten any snow, like at all. But it's going to be negative 10 degrees on Friday night.
Damn, that's
negative fucking 10.
Yeah, we're going to be down to 19.
And then on Monday, it's going to be 48.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Fucking global warming and living in New England.
It's
double whammy.
It's the La Nina. It's the
Nina.
third year of the La Nina. It's the third year in a row we've had where it's going through pushing the hot air, and the Midwest is getting killed with ice and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was negative 6 yesterday here.
Negative 6?
Negative 6 here and negative 10 in New England. I would rather have negative 6 here because New England negative 10 is like negative 30 here. So
yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but it's going to be Friday. And then Friday night, I'm sorry, low of negative 7. So not necessarily 10. But on Saturday, it's going to be a high of 13.
Wow.
Fuck, I'm not leaving the house. Fuck that.
John has April showers bring May flowers. What do Mayflowers bring?
Pilgrims.
Religious fanatics.
Yeah, our February is supposed to be
fucking smallpox.
Right.
Our February is supposed to be warmer than normal, so I got that going for us.
Great.
I don't want warmer than normal. I want some snow.
I do too. Like
just once. That's all I need.
This whole like fucking cock tease of winter is just like not.
And we always complain because we had December where it got down to like 11 here or 10 degrees here, which is cold for North Carolina. I go, no fucking snow. That should be a crime. It shouldn't be that fucking cold without any goddamn snow.
It's one of the things I definitely like about Colorado versus the South or California is that you actually have 4 seasons here. So I actually like it. It does feel weird though, like when it goes from summer to fall, and it's just like fuck. I felt like summer just got here, and now it's already gone.
We in New England, we typically get some good seasons, right? But just this year has been fucking awful. It's just been shit. Like it gets cold. It hasn't really gotten super cold, but it gets cold enough, and it's just been cold and rainy. It's like fucking Seattle. Like it's literally been Seattle for this winter, which is kind of gloomy. And for the last like 4 weeks, we've had no sun, which means my fucking solar panels aren't doing their goddamn job. So when it does get sunny out there, I'm like, yeah, let's harness the fucking energy from the sun. Blah, blah, blah. No more electric bills. But we'll see.
You need to get some wind turbines so you can kill birds. And
yes. Yes.
Where's the place where they have the turbines in the ocean and they're killing the whales?
So we have turbines in our ocean. They're not killing shit. So
no, I was was actually reading it. There's a place where these whales they're dying because they're running into the. I don't know if they're running. There's something where they're dying and they're just washing up on shore.
Darwinism.
I don't know. I don't make this stuff up. Save the whales. They need to put like a little. Could you put like a beacon on there? Just they could go around it.
I mean, we've got them here, and they're fine.
It's like the radio program where the one.
I'm sure they're killing birds, though, right?
I mean,
I'm sure the flock of seagulls went through and they all died. Right?
I mean,
run so far away.
That's just survival of the fittest bird. Be a fucking idiot. Fucking tweet, motherfucker.
It's like the bugs on the freeway. Why don't they fly above your windshield? Why don't they fly right into your windshield?
Wasn't that Bill Burr talking about peanut allergies? Or there's definitely a comedian talking about that.
Yeah.
It's like I 100% agreed with him on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
My Mike says Jack's right. New York and New Jersey turbines are killing whales.
I think it's bullshit. It's probably just the shit coming out of the Hudson that's killing the whales. Because
what the fuck is a whale doing near New York?
Yeah. Hey, no one purposely goes to New Jersey. Not even
Kramer could swim there. Anyway, we'd like to thank everyone who joined us tonight. We'll be back next week, right?
No,
Yes, sir.
I will not be. I will be in San Diego.
San Diego. Really? For what?
Another convention.
Oh, well,
Staying in the Bayfront. Woo-hoo.
Oh, the Bayfront.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
have
February's
fun.
gonna be a bit spotty because I'll be out in a couple of weeks. I'll be down in Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. Chris, maybe we can get someone else to join us.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get a Matt sighting sometime soon.
He said he might be back next week. So
Potentially.
So yeah, next week I'll be in San Diego. I should be good though after that for a while. But yeah, I'll be
Nice.
gone.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good the whole month of February. Fuck it. I got nothing.
This year's
Well,
actually-
until next time.
I got kids every it's like nonstop. Kids. Anyway, I'm happy about it. At this time, I'd like to thank all our patrons. We thank all our patrons, but if you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and become a patron. But we're going to thank Eckhart Richter Glaffler, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a plan, and Ed, the creepy poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do and for what everyone does. Thanks for listening. Thanks for those reviews. Thanks for those emails. Thanks for participating. Participating in the chat it does keep it lively though.
It does.
You guys were on fire today, so
They weren't even conferring with us all the time. They were
I enjoyed
chatting
that.
amongst themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Night Shift, go see it. You will not be disappointed. It still holds up today.
All right, where can you
Another
stream that
80s
shit?
movie I've not seen is Diner.
What?
I've never seen Diner. I should see Diner.
Diner
You
is
should see Diner.
outstanding.
Well,
Diner is an amazing movie. The Baltimore Colts are still in Baltimore.
You can rent it on most of the services for $2.99.
See?
No,
That's why I don't
Nick
do
said,
it.
"Fuck it, I ain't gonna spend $2.99."
On a 40-year-old movie.
It's oh God. Anyway, that's all we got. Hasta luego and goodbye.
See ya.
Arrivederci.